Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me for a Bible study today. My name is Martin Sinclair and I am a pastor. I specialize in helping people learn and apply the teachings of the Bible to their lives. Today, we'll be talking about the parables of Jesus. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to invite all of you to subscribe to my channel. I post new content every week, including Bible studies and teachings, meditations, and short devotionals. If you enjoy what you hear today, please consider subscribing so that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming content. So let's dive into the topic of today's study, the parables of Jesus. As we all know, Jesus used parables to teach spiritual truths to his followers. He used everyday stories and examples to illustrate spiritual principles. There are countless parables in the Bible, so let's take a look at a few of the most well-known. First, we'll look at the parable of the sower. In this parable, Jesus talks about a farmer sowing seed. He explains that some of the seed falls on the path and is eaten by birds, some of the seed falls on rocky ground and is scorched by the sun, some of the seed falls among thorns and is choked out, and some of the seed falls on good soil and produces a crop. Jesus uses this parable to illustrate the different kinds of people who hear the gospel. Some don't understand it and it passes them by, some receive it but it doesn't take root in their hearts and they give up when they face hardship, some receive it but they get caught up in the things of the world and forget it, and some hear it and receive it in their hearts and it produces a great harvest. Next, let's look at the parable of the Good Samaritan. In this parable, Jesus tells the story of a man who is attacked by robbers on his way to Jericho. He is left on the side of the road, wounded and in need of help, but the people who pass by ignore him. Finally, a Samaritan comes along and helps him, even though Samaritans and Jews were enemies at the time. Jesus uses this parable to illustrate that we should love our neighbors, even those who are different from us or whom we don't get along with. Finally, let's look at the parable of the lost sheep. In this parable, Jesus tells the story of a shepherd who has 100 sheep and one of them gets lost. He leaves the other 99 and goes out looking for the lost sheep, and when he finds it, he rejoices. Jesus uses this parable to illustrate that God loves all of us, even when we stray from him. These parables illustrate the powerful truths that Jesus was teaching. They help us to understand the spiritual truths in a way that is easy to understand and relate to. So, how can we apply these truths to our lives today? We all have different paths that we are walking and different mountains that we are climbing. The parables of Jesus remind us that we don't have to do it alone. God is always by our side, no matter what we're going through. He is the Good Samaritan, the loving shepherd, and the sower of good seed. He is always ready to help us, if we only ask. So, I encourage each of you to take a few moments to reflect on the parables of Jesus and how they apply to your life. Ask yourself, how can I be a good Samaritan to those around me? How can I sow good seed in my life and the lives of those around me? How can I remain faithful to God, even when I am facing difficult times? Take some time to think about these questions and then take action. Ask God to lead you and guide you in the right direction. Thank you for joining me for my Bible study today. I hope that this was helpful and encouraging. If you enjoyed this study, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you next time. God bless.